Bloody amazing, isn't it? Technology. You can tell I don't do this very often. These freaky things do happen. Exciting delivery. Oh, look at this. TorraMór coming up with the goods. This is the new TorraMór fleece smock. Look. Amazing. Loving this trim. Detachable hood, long back, zip pockets and hand pockets. I've got their first generation smock because that one's the second generation and I lived in it last winter. It's incredible. But that new one is next level. Anyway, I'm flying solo this week. Mum and Dad have gone for a well-deserved holiday. Apparently I couldn't be trusted, so the dog's in charge. But it's cool because it means I get to go and do some of the jobs that I don't get to do the rest of the time. Like go and move cows, which is one of my favorite jobs. Just gotta grab a bit of chicken food. Getting through that pallet of wrap as well, aren't I? There was two stories. 2 stories? Is that right? Yeah, whatever, 2 layers of wrap. That's all I got left. You know what I'm most excited about? Is I actually get to use all of Dad's new modifications. So this new rack, he's modified all of the real windy in things at the back end. So, probably gonna put it to the test. First mob we're gonna head to is one of the groups of stabiliser cows. We've actually got 2 mobs of stabiliser cows at the minute. I know I like to run them all as one if I can, but we've had to split them out a bit because with only having 2 stabiliser bulls and trying to breed more replacements, I had to be careful that some of the cows didn't go back to the bull that they were bred to originally, which makes it a little bit complicated. And I've kind of had a bit of a brainwave of how to stop that happening in the future. And it means we're gonna have to run a lot more cows. What a shame. Oh, balls. These things are all supposed to be behind a fence further down this field, but it's been chucking down in rain, so obviously the fence isn't kicking that well. Got to try and get them back in now. The fence is still up, look. Half the cows are still in. So they must have just literally jumped over the top. Time to deploy one of Dad's new favourite apps. It's called Field Area Measure. Now what we can do on this is we can actually create a field and work out exactly how much the cows need. Because he's left me this, which is the world's fanciest chart written on top of a mineral lid. Now we measure our grass, as you all know, and we allocate it for each group, depending on how many cows are in the group, time of year, a certain percentage of their body weight. Currently they're on 3% body weight. And then obviously every field's got different growth in it. So we're currently in a 6 acre, and if they're in here, they need 0.28 of a hectare a day. So that's where this app comes in. I can literally measure where this field is, and I can drop a point at the other end of the fence, and I can measure 0.24, whatever it is, 284 of a hectare, and then I can put the fence up in the right place. I mean, it's dead fancy. Taking it a bit extreme, but it works. So according to my app, I need to put a fence up about where that cow is, just there. And the other side will be halfway between that tree and where the fence is right now, which is that tree. Look at this, you can even use the little blue dot you get on your iPhone to tell you you're in the right place. Bloody amazing, isn't it? Technology. Okay, I'll give him his dues. This fencing rig's quite good. Get it nice and tight. Lovely. Next job, I've got to try and get them cows back in that paddock. This could be fun. Come on, girls. Come on, girl. Where the bloody hell you lot just come from? Could do with like a good cow dog for doing this. Not Barley, she don't run. Barley's a lap dog. I don't know what kind of dog you get. A Kelpie? I don't think a collie is really right for them. Huntaway, maybe? I just don't think you get many cow dogs in the UK. Right, that's them back in. The joys of rotational grazing. Now let's check this fence actually. See what it is kicking. We ain't got no life in the fence. This one's kicking now, isn't it? No, that's probably why they got out. We've only just bought these back from across the road, so maybe Dad's had it turned off and he's not turned it back on again. I'll check, I'll know on the way out. Just gotta drag the water trough up, which is just over there, and let the ones that are the proper side of the fence back in. I do like the reels of these orange handles. These are Gallagher handles. I wonder if it will stretch far enough so you can see it. These are live and dead. So this is a plastic end. This end is like a metal one. which you attach your wire onto, so you can hook it on to your electric wire that end to power your wire, or you can hook it on to your electric wire that end and keep it dead. Flipping genius. You can get these from Powered Pasture, the same place as the TorraMór stuff. This is practically sponsored by them. Well, it kind of is. What a boy. Look at him. Beautiful boy. Oh, perhaps because you've knocked my wire off. That might be why it's dead. Two gingers together. Just got to drag the water up. Chain her up. This could be comical. Ooh. Here's a joke for you. What's James short for? Because he's got little legs. It works better if you've got a shorter name. Top. Oh, fills me with dread, that does. Oh, we're just going to do a quick demo. So for those of you who've never seen this working, I was going to pump that by my foot, because they normally just pump it up to get the water flowing. But they push on that little plate with their nose, and it pumps the water straight out into that little bowl. And then as they go and drink, they have to push back on the plate again, and just constantly pumps it. Simple, but dead smart. Check out some of these calves as well, though. Hello. For 4 months old, they're absolute monsters. Actually, I'm glad these couple of cows are here. I love these cows. This one's like a little hippo. Look at it. Fat little thing. That's a proper cow. And this one. See this one here? This one is one of my AI calves, WG24, which means it's a heifer, Wolfgang, and it was born in year 24. That's how we do our tags. Looks a fair meaty piece of kit, so I thought I'd just look on and see what it weighed when it was born. 44 kilos. So it wasn't a massive calf. Phew, it looks meaty now. I'm just gonna walk over and put the wire back up. It's probably worth noting that we don't give any calf creep to any of our calves. We've thought about it in the past, and it's always been an option, but we've just never done it. And they're still growing like absolute weeds. Look at that. Chuffed with the body condition of these cows as well. I mean, I know stabilizers are one of them that just puts body condition on really poor forage, but they just look great. Hopefully it'll put us in good stead for getting them in calf, as long as you're doing your bloody job, boy. They're just lovely to be around. Actually, here's an interesting fact for you. I found out yesterday, so just proof that you never know enough. Now, it was American, so I've had to do the conversion myself. For every 50 kilos of cow weight, over 450 kilos, you lose 2% fertility. Now, I think 450 is too small for a cow. I think 550 to 600 is pretty bang on. Just goes to show though, if you start running bigger and bigger cows, how they can affect other parts of the whole process. I'll tell you what, I've realised why this is knocked off. We're bang underneath a tree and it's been chucking down with rain. I bet they've come under here to shelter, and then they've just crowded it and knocked it off. Still going to check the fence on the way back though. Here's my favourite bit, look at this. Woo! Straight over the fence. Oh, further inspection has revealed that it's just bloody wet, and that's why the fence ain't kicking. We've kind of got not poor fencing infrastructure, but not the best design. Ideally, you'd want like every fence on a field to just power that one field, and then theoretically you'd switch off the fields that you weren't using and just switch on the ones that you are, so that you have only got power going to that one field. So it should be less affected by the fact that it's wet on every field, but we've never done that. And it's one of those things that we're kind of striving to do now, but it's a big job. God, it's a big job. This is mob 2. This is just all the stragglers, all the later calvers. You're a nice looking boy, ain't you? Just come to where I need to put the wire on. Look, looks like something's trying to get into the brook. They even lifted the wire up. That's not going to help my short. One of the jobs on the to-do list is to come and tidy all that red shank out, because this field floods terrible. There's a brook line runs up that wood, and then it actually forks about here, and one goes that way and one goes that way. So this is just a complete lake when it rains in the winter, and to be fair, when it rains in the summer. But it just grows loads of weeds, so it just wants to tidy up with a mower. Been meaning to come and do it for like a fortnight, just haven't got there yet. Right, the other stabiliser mob doesn't need moving today, because they're on a 2-day paddock. So Thornton it is. It's been ages since I've been over here, so it'll be interesting to see what these cows look like. This is the group that we call the blue cows, but it's not just blue cows. It's actually got some of the old Angus cows in it as well, but it's just what's not stabilisers, just gets classed as a blue. One thing you probably will see up here is a professional display of how to grow thistles, because they've gone a bit mad. Same sort of thing as back home here. I've not actually been to these guys for ages. I came and mowed the top paddock in front of the cows a bit back just to kind of tidy it up. So it'd be interesting to see what condition they're in, because I don't think I've actually seen them since they got here. Cows are up on the bank, living the dream. There's a beautiful view from up there. I don't blame them from standing up there. Now over here, these cows are on a fixed rotation of 26 days. So because it's away from home, we can't really like allocate daily and move daily. We just have them on a set rotation of 2 hectare paddocks and just keep moving them up. A nice bit of grass around. It's nothing incredible, but it does the job. In some ways, it's a shame that there's not more grass over here, as in more land, because then you could probably manage it a bit better and have some shut up for silage it, and then add it into rotation later and extend that rest period so they have a bit more time. But it just is what it is. We don't have much choice, really. I need a 400 metre roll. It must be on the other side. Yeah, here we go. Now, Dad has been going around putting some of these gateways onto bungee cord when he gets a chance, which we got from the guys at Power Pasture. Bungee cord, just everything, get everything from Power Pasture, they're awesome. The bungee cord is amazing, I love that stuff. It's great in gateways, but he's not got around to doing these ones yet, which is a bit of a shame. Now, if you remember sort of 18 months ago, we put this sort of lane system in, so there's a lane runs down there, there's a spring there which feeds the water for this side and for the other side as well. So everything needs to get back to that spring at the minute. Now at Groundswell, I did see a solar powered water pump, which it wasn't the biggest thing, but they're developing them, and actually that will be bloody amazing if it comes off. So maybe one day we won't have to have all these lanes in somewhere like this. We can actually have more of a paddock system, or even cells, and be able to get water piped up the hill and whatever to wherever we need it. But yeah, maybe, but for now we need to get everything back to there. Okay, I've just realised Dad does it the other way around. So he leaves the reel this end and unrolls the wire from the top. Probably should just do that. There's probably a reason for that. I know I talk about it's buggy a lot, but you can't get easier than that when running fences out. Oh, I've made an amateur move here. I've opened this gate up, but I've not shut the other gate. So now the cows have come down and they've gone into the lane, but they can't get through. Oh, you can tell I don't do this very often. Maybe if I drop this corner, they'll go in. Come on, girls. Come on. Here they come, look, I'll just move out of the way so I'm not causing any trouble. To be fair, there's some cracking calves in here. Absolute monsters. And the cows are in pretty good condition too, to be fair. These blue ones, they don't get super fat. But yeah, they look well. There's always one, isn't there? Come on, girl. They'll enjoy that in there now. For those of you who watched last week's video, this is the group that Lewis was in when he broke his leg. Now, when you saw them earlier up on the top of the hill, it's all rig and furrow over there. And I thought, when Dad said it, Lewis had broke his leg, I was like, oh, he must have been on that ground, fell off a cow funny, you know, ended up in a hole, whatever, broke his leg. But no, he was actually over there on the flatter stuff. So, you know, it just goes to show you, doesn't it? Like, these freaky things do happen. Always seem to happen to us, but yeah, they do happen. If you want an indication of healthy farm ecosystems, look at some cow poo. See all these holes? These have all been created by dung beetles. There goes one. Oh, he's just fell over. Here he is. We don't worm our cows. We test for it every year. We do like a fecal sample, go to the vets. It's never a problem. Because they're so nomadic, they don't spend enough time in one spot to get a worm burden. And by the time they come back round, the worms are gone. And it means that you end up with like a really healthy farm ecosystem. So that's why we got all those flies and dung beetles. If you got a lot of wormers, if you were using a lot of wormers in your cattle, you're not going to have any of them dung beetles because the wormers will kill the dung beetles off. Now for the main bit, let's test it before we go. Whew, 6.9. You won't want to lick that. Just want to go and have a quick nosy at these cows before I go home. I've got to still wrap the other wire up. We'll go and do that, but I'm actually really impressed with how these have gained condition because they weren't in the best nick, as you all know, when they came out here. But yeah, they look good. You can tell because they're so shiny and nice glossy coats on them. Look at some of them calves as well. Stabiliser, that black one. Whoa. And this one here. Look at the size on her. The old Angus cow's here somewhere, and I'm just going to try and look for her. 415, she's 17 years old. She's a bit of an experiment. Normally she'd be gone by now, but I'm just kind of want to see how far she can go, really. Here she is, I've seen her. Not too shabby, girl. Look at this shine on you. And that must be, that's her calf as well. Not bad, girl. Right, that's enough of me just looking at cows. We need to go and wrap this wire up. Oh yeah, come here, look, check this out. This is where the cows were, look at that view. Oh, I tell you, the camera doesn't do it justice. If it wasn't so far from home and an absolute nightmare to get to, I'd build a house here. It's lovely, it's just so nice. I tell you what, I didn't know how I was going to get on with Dad's little rack that he's made. I quite like it actually. Back home and a big job's broke out. We've got a load of bales to move, but the entrance into the field is kind of obstructed by some big bush. Doesn't belong to us. The road comes around a corner and then the bloke on one side hasn't cut his hedge because you have to go on the opposite side of the road to swing in and you can't see the cars coming, which means they can't see you either. And the trouble is, the hedge cut is just there and we've put the topper in front of it. So I'm going to try and move it with the backplate adapter thing on the telehandler. Well, that was an absolute pig to get on. I don't know what it is with hedge cutters. They're either easy to get on and hard to get off, or they're easy to get off and hard to get on. Not made any easier by the fact of park the drills in the way either. Need another cable tie. This one might be too big, but we'll see. Oh, no, she's all right, she's all right. Lovely. Just ride one time for your mind. There we are, look. That's better. Believe it or not, it is actually law now that you can't cut hedges out of season. So that's 1st of September till the 1st of March. You shouldn't cut hedges, but you can cut them for access or like road safety, which obviously that is. Hopefully now when we come around that corner, we should be able to see all the way down this road and we shouldn't have any problems with the cars because they speed down here. Anyway, I've got a few more bits and pieces to go and cut with this hedge cutter. It is now chucking it down with rain again. And Mum and Dad will soon be back from their holidays. So it's about right that I wrap it up. Barley, I think you've done a good job. You can be in charge again. Nothing has died. You want to do my paw? Good job. Good job. Well done. Anyway, folks, let's play for some good weather because we've still got a lot to do. And to be honest, I don't want to think about it. So have a good one. Ta-da. Hey, if you haven't seen it already, why not check out this video? Or you can subscribe by clicking on that logo. Alternatively, head to www.bodysfarm.com where you can read more about the farm, check out some blog posts, or treat yourself to some of the amazing clothing that we wear here every single day. Cheers.